Why is supporting young talent important?
Supporting young talent is important because they have so many new ideas, new insights, and most importantly, I know that's what I would have wanted starting out my career in fintech. Guidance and support, mentorship, and opportunities to come to amazing offices like these.
Why is fintech a thriving industry to get into?
Fintech is a very thriving industry to get into. I believe 1 in 4 investment dollars when it comes to venture capital goes into fintech. And it's a really interesting space combining financial services and technology to produce amazing products and services.
And any advice for young people?
My top piece of advice for young people is the cliche phrase that your network is your net worth. Go out there, build relationships, connect with people, follow up, be persistent, be proactive, and be clear and specific about what you're looking for as well.
Thank you. So why is supporting young talent important?
Because it's the future, really, and because that's where you get new ideas. I think being here today, it's been really interesting to hear the perspective of Gen Z and how it's much different to the sort of way that we were originally thinking about careers, which was like I was interviewing for a company, and now it's much more about like, is this the right company for me, and is this going to help me learn and grow? And I think that's a much more sort of mature and positive way of looking at things.
Why is fintech a thriving industry to get into?
I think because it's just so different and it's very diverse in terms of the kinds of applications, the workflows, the tools, the companies, the people. And I think because it's also smaller companies, things move faster. There's more chance for impact than there necessarily is like at a really big company.
And any advice for young people?
Be creative, be yourself. I mean, you're the only person who's ever going to have the exact path that you did. And so don't try to be like other people. Be yourself. Work hard, look for challenges. Don't be afraid to fail. Take risks and have fun.
Thank you so much. Why is supporting young talent important?
I think in terms of supporting young talent is very important in terms of the youth of today, post-COVID and everything else. They've had such a hard time in terms of the exam preparation et al. They need a lift up at this point in time. And I think in terms of the people who've actually been successful in industry and working for big organisations, being able to support the youngsters as they come in. And it is a very different environment. The fact that the work environment is no longer 9 to 5, there's hybrid models and everything else, that we need to engage with them at a earlier stage and help them go through the process and transition from education into proper work or organisations.
Why is fintech a thriving industry to get into?
Fintech, I think, is very much of a thriving industry just because it's so exciting. There's so much going on at this moment in time. There's so many different aspects to it, from the crypto to regulation to all the sanctions stuff that we're encountering these days. No, in terms of, I think there's just so much opportunity that's coming in, and it crosses so many different spectrums from sales to technology, et cetera, in terms of there's so much diversity actually within the space, and we need all these different talents to come in. And yes, it's an exciting industry ultimately at the end of the day.
And any advice to young people?
And my only advice, and listen, unfortunately, I feel as though I've managed to get where I am through luck rather than judgment, is make a choice in terms of you're not having to stick with it, and it's just get the experience, move on and take any opportunities that come, because fundamentally you're not going to take your first career is not going to be what you end up doing at the end of the day. Get involved, find out what's going on and take it all as experience.
Thank you so much. So why is supporting young talent important?
I think it's important to foster new ideas. And it's important to get young people motivated, encourage them to be both of their ideas in general. So fostering talent in general, a stronger working environment, maybe different perspectives. And you can also learn from it. So myself, working with LinkedIn, seeing new ideas like the workshops that we're doing today. You always end up learning something because the ideas are different, maybe something that you've thought of. Just the collaborative nature of fostering new talent is always positive.
I think for me also, being relatively new into the industry, I can see how my company has supported me to grow and to continuously learn. And I'm able to have such a larger impact on the value that I have to the company. So I think if you actually look at it, how companies, grow, fostering young people and young talent, I think is super important for a company to grow and, remain competitive.
Why is fintech a thriving industry to get into?
Great question. I think the investment, right? I think a lot of the bigger companies, the slower moving companies, have identified a place where they need to innovate. So there's so much investment going into this part of the world and this industry, and you can see the growth. There's so many more fintech companies, so many more startups that are coming up to solve these problems, and I think then, this extra investment, you're going to see far more talent coming in.
I'd sort of add on just fintech is the future of the financial industry, I'd say. It's about sort of implementing new technical ideas. So we've had recent developments with GPT, crypto could be another example. And so it's more about sort of going away from what maybe previously worked, sort of making things more efficient. It's sort of a perspective. But fintech in general is thriving because it's like I said, the investment and the new ideas that fostering new talent has generated.
I think fintech companies are able to stay agile, right? They're able to stay agile. They're able to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to new changes in regulation, new developments in products. They're able to stay and innovate to that and create efficiency gains in the industry. And you're seeing with our client base and where we sell to, we're trying to make our clients' lives easier by innovating.
And is any advice to young people?
My advice to young people would be think outside of the box. Don't necessarily think that traditional finance is the way to grow a really successful and fruitful career. I think talk to people and learn really exactly what you want to do, and then just attack it. Right, attack it from every angle. Learn and don't ask for permission to learn. Don't ask for permission to talk to people. Just get yourself out there and then you'll be successful.
Yeah, so adding to that, I'd say you take as many risks as you can, invest in yourself in the future, pick up as many new skills as you can, and try and make the most of sort of workshops and summits and sort of business events. Connect with people as much as possible, network with them, seek out the opportunities that you want to create for yourself. And sort of the change that you want to see in general. No one's going to give anything to you, so you have to sort of go out there and invest it in so that could be sort of upskilling in certain areas. It could be making new connections in real life. It could be sort of messaging people. But the important thing is to take risks and invest in yourself and your skill set.
Thank you so much. Why is supporting young talent important?
I think supporting young talent is really important because, they are the future at the end of the day. What we're looking for is fresh ideas, people that bring new energy, people that will look at things in a different way. And at the end of the day, we were all young and all talent at one point, and we had people that supported us in our careers, giving us mentorship, sponsorship or coaching. So I think it's our turn to actually give back and actually help young talent be successful.
Why is fintech a thriving industry to get into?
Fintech's super exciting because obviously the banks, the finance industry are changing, they're evolving, and they need to use tech in order to keep up with what their clients are asking them to do. So moving into financial tech or regulatory tech means that you're actually doing something the banks are not capable of doing themselves or don't want to do themselves, where they want to actually concentrate on something that's more core to what they do. So financial tech and regulatory tech can actually take that part of their business and their pain and do it for them.
And do you have any advice to young people?
I would say think big, be curious, be brave, build a network, always go for the next opportunity. Sometimes, even if you think you're not ready, go for it. And even if you don't get it, you've shown that you are interested in your career and that you want to progress.
Amazing. Thank you so much.